No more buttons to press, no more lights to turn on. It's get your shit together and go. Well, then we'll just go. I would start it off with a drink of alcohol, but I drank last night. I can't drink this morning. That's a young man's game when you can just have a slow IV drip flowing into your system day after day, hour after hour, much like Lionheart, one of our staff members. I think the guy perpetually is drunk. I believe that his blood alcohol content is measured the other way around. They don't measure the alcohol in his blood. They measure how much blood does he have left in his Crown Royal pouring through his veins. That's what it looks like to me. And for those of you that know him, then everyone's going, yeah, that sounds about right for Lion. So today we have Hawaiian refrigerator water in the Big D. So, okay. You guys noticed the intro for last night and today is this generic little screen starting thing with a clock. Yeah. That's my level of creativity. That's mine right here. That's this guy. You guys know that Allie makes the wonderful, beautiful, drawn out, perfectly timed, very informative intros. But we have this thing was really tough because she'd make the intro, she'd give it to me, she'd say, hey, can you put some music to it? So I'd have the little thing and add it to it. I'm okay at editing stuff. I'm learning how to do it. And I put it over there. Well, now she has this thing where she doesn't send it to me in a file through Telegram. She doesn't email it to me because it degrades the quality, it compresses it, whatever. So now she's got this thing, this file sharing thing, which I'm sure is common to everyone else. I'm sure that every millennial and Gen Z knows how to use it. But she's like, open up this link, and it's supposed to be like Google Drive and really simple, and you just go there and you find it. That's what it's supposed to be. But it turns out there's like all these steps to it. Like I said, I can't find the fucking thing this morning that you sent me. She goes, well, go here and click this and do this and go here and do that. And it's all this weird shit. It's like, then she gets a message that, like double confirmation when you guys log into shit. You have to log into something and it says, wait a minute, we've sent a code to your phone for double insurance on what you're doing here. And then you go to your phone and you get the code and do the thing. Well, that's what it's like over there. Only she's got this bizarre thing set up where, I open up this file and it says, would you like to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And I say, yes, I'd like to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Then I wait. And a message goes back to Allie. She picks up her phone. Someone is trying to access your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Would you like them to have access to your peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And she says, yes. Then it comes back to me and says, what utensil will you be using? A fork, a knife, a blowtorch. And I go, I'd like to use the blowtorch. Now, if that's the right answer, that goes back to Allie. And it says, someone is using a blowtorch to access your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Would you like to continue? And then she says yes or no. Do you see what I'm getting at here? It's a fucked up mess. I mean, I get it, but it's a lot for an old guy like me to go through. It's difficult. It's complicated. I'm not sure how it works. I'm trying, okay? I know. It's frustrating, but that's what... So at the end of it, I'm like, all right, I got 20 minutes left. There's no fucking way I can figure this out by now. And yes, before you guys get all weird, I tried searching for it, but her file is called GXT for Gen X Talk something. So when I go to search it and find her, I'm like, all right, let's search the whole computer for GXT something. Do you know how many files are labeled GXT on the Gen X Talks computer? Oh, I don't know, only like 13,211. Jesus. I mean, so there I am going, what the fuck? And then you try to narrow it down. Well, maybe it's a different file. It's a video file. We'll just look at the video files. Oh, okay. There's only 3,000 of those. Then it's complicated. I couldn't get there from here. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the blowtorch. I tried. I put in all the stuff. I raised my hand way in the air. I waved to the computer. The computer didn't wave back. So I don't know why the fucking Finder thing is always smiling at me. It's a bunch of bullshit. So what you guys get when I can't figure the shit out is you get just the stream starting soon and a fucking pink clock in this corner over here. That's it. That's the best I can do. The rest of the information you are going to have to derive from staff or the website, or you're going to have to wait till I figure my shit out. Hooray. Oh, there was more stuff. Oh, yeah. By the way, did you guys see the cover picture for today's thing? See, this is a compromise, all right? There's flat earthers and there's round earthers, I guess, or, what I like to call normal people. Oh, that was a dig. Yeah, that was a dig. So I just compromised. I found it on the internet this morning. It was a flat earth on one side and round on the other. I thought that was a fair compromise. Was it not? Come on, you got to have a little humor, a little levity in all this. Yes, I'm talking to the drunk people in the crowd. All right, so There was some stuff. Yes, welcome to the World Show. This is the World Show. This is where we try to bring in stuff that's happening around the world. Unfortunately, most of it's always politics. There's a few other things, but right now at the moment, when I'm trying to share stuff with you and you're trying to share stuff with me from around the planet, all I can do here is tell you what's going on in my country, in the United States of America. I can give you, if there's something that I know at street level, if there's something I know at nuts and bolts level, if there's something I can give you that's like I'm looking out my front door and going, okay, quit watching the news. Here's what's going on. No, I'm fucking watching it right now. It's right over there. I'll tell you. If I don't know what's going on, just keep my big fucking mouth shut. But that's the same thing that I ask from you guys. Like I have something today I want to ask you guys that's going on out there. And hopefully there's enough of you out there that know what's going on. You can open up your front door. You can see at street level where you're at, and you guys can just tell me. Believe me, I listen to you guys way more than I listen to any news organization. You guys seem to have your pulse on what's going on because you're fucking there. You got a cup of coffee in your hand in the morning looking outside going, well, that's a little fucked up, and you can tell me about it. That's where we're going with that. So let me race over here and get to some of the introductions, some of the people that I missed. I don't want to be discourteous and rude. Beautiful Disasters in. Tomash, our main man in Israel, giving the salute. Thank you very much, Tomash. The ranks are filling up behind the general. You can have a seat in the back, or you can stand right up here behind me, Tomash. Takasama says, evening, Chipmunk, Brandy. One here. There's just one of you here. Well, Chipmunk, at least it's you. Diane Black is saying hi. Hall Leather Works. Hall Leather Works. Just call him Leather. Get right to the point on that. What's the matter's in here? Ashkey Jeff Belly. I'm fucking that one up. B little girl. Fuck me. Bella. You know what? I think Allie's got that on my notes on how to say it. Let me scroll down. Balil Garil. She did. Allie had that on my common mispronounced. If you guys have been in here enough and I fuck up your name, Allie actually has a list of the name and how to say it correctly. Because I'm not sure if I should be upset by that or not. But right now I'm thankful. So it's Balil Garil, saying that right. Beard up already. Dustin Sutton's checking in. Choosh is here. James, Matt McDonald. I said, what's the matter? I said, Ren. 37 Hearst is checking in. Like it when he's here. Elizabeth Rojas. Hello, handsome general and beautiful bottom of the glass station family. That was Elizabeth Rojas's intro. Now, I don't know why she included all of you. It's supposed to be a personal message for me. She's supposed to stroke my ego and get me going. She calls me handsome every time, every show, every day she's here. And then we can officially begin. Do you guys realize that if I scroll through for a little bit and I don't get a hello handsome from Elizabeth Rojas, I just reach over and turn off the fucking computer. I'll yank the cord right out of the back of this thing. So you all should be very thankful for Elizabeth Rojas. Faith Walker Todd, am I not framed right? Somebody said I'm not framed right. I thought I was framed right. It looks good to me. It's all right. Yeah. Faith Walker Todd, show me water clinging to a planet. It's called gravity. All right? It's called gravity. I know. You guys must think the flat earth thing, just the water sits on it and just show me a flat surface where water doesn't just pour over the edge. Yeah, we'll talk about that. And if you have something holding it in, so do I. Oh, who's here? Cupid Key says, hey, people. Boom, boom, boom. Time Traveler. Oh, yeah, we're moving on. This slow mode went on. Richard Dragon and Aloha Marine. We said Diane Black. We talked about that. Talked about her. Said that name. Alexander Matthew. Eyes Open. These are all new names. Easy Money's here saying happy Friday. Allie checked in from a beach in Florida. I'm not sure. You guys know that Allie's still in Florida where the Hurricane Ian came through. And we saw pictures earlier. She's walking through wreckage and boats that are turned upside down, people's houses destroyed, and she's walking out there with her little lounge chair and her glasses and her little beach cover, and she's like, could you guys move some of this? I'm trying to get some sun. Could you guys move this wreckage? No. Yeah, your cluttered, broken house is really getting in my way. Could you move this shit? And then they move it. And now they're all trying to survive, and they're trying to find water, and little girls are trying to find their broken doll houses. But hey, as long as Allie has room to lay down and catch a few rays, the world is in perfect order. Yeah. John Chomi, I'd be right back after Father Spiriton wraps up. All right, I don't know who that is, but you're welcome to join whenever you'd like. Alexander Matthews, I'll be 50 years old next spring, and there's nothing better than Gen X. Alexander, isn't that the goddamn truth? Yeah, true story in there. All right, so I'm going to move along to some stuff down here at the bottom. Boom, 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 boom. As I mentioned, this is the World Show. This is where we talk about successes and failures in the world. We solve all the world's problems one laugh at a time, one lie at a time at street level. We just talk amongst ourselves. The politicians can do what they want. But underneath it all, it comes down to us, doesn't it? I'm glad you brought up about being Gen X. I'm glad you brought up being that there's something I wasn't sure if I was going to get into because it has nothing to do with the world. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with anything, but it does have to do with generational gap. So let me go to some other stuff first and just kind of now I'll share some stuff with you, but I have a question too. So anybody, especially right now, anybody who lives in the UK who has lived in the UK, if you guys know that area, there's something I got to ask because the whole article didn't make a ton of sense because they didn't give a lot of build up to how we got here. But that's coming up. That's coming up soon. Let me get to my stuff. So over here in the United States, I'm sure it made headlines all over the world. Tulsi Gabbard flipped. She's like, I'm out of the Democratic Party. I am going to become a Republican. She's kind of always been conservative. And this is supposed to be big news. Even Fox News is out there going, look what's going on. Yeah, everybody kind of knew. She's always been a problem. This is for the rest of the world. This is for everybody out on the planet Earth, all except for the United States, people who aren't paying attention, who don't care and don't know. And this is a small thing anyway. It really is. We should. She was always a problem for the Democratic Party. She didn't always vote with them. She didn't always agree with them. She kind of just ruffled feathers. She wasn't always a strong Republican conservative voice either. She kind of rubbed people the wrong way in a lot of ways. Now, this could be because she's her own woman and she's standing up for herself and the people she represents. Okay. Or it could be that she knows that being contrary pushes people to the sides and gives her a little space all on her own. So I'm just letting you know this isn't a big surprise. Everybody's got this whole thing. And the right over here, the conservative right, is screaming and yelling and talking about how she's she's just so powerful and so defiant and true to her constituents and true to herself. What a great American. All right. The left is saying, well, she was always kind of fucked up in the head. She's really not mentally all there. I mean, some of the stuff she says, the things she does, now, she just let her go. Who cares? Because she isn't right in the mind anyway. She was a problem for us. Well, you're going to hear that every time. That's how us Americans do politics. Oh, they praised her when she first came in. You can find article and article and article, one after another, and how great she was. She was like a rock star when she joined the Democratic Party. Yeah. So but then we never felt that way about her. Yeah, you did. And when you show them the articles, you say, look what you said, a year ago. Oh, well, you're taking it out of context. No, we're not. You're just a bunch of fuck-ups, which is what they do. And I keep telling you guys, in America, I keep trying to tell you guys that that's how a lot of things get solved over here, is pure 100% lies. Now, right now, there's a big backlash, and there has been for a long time, but it's been kind of set aside with other bigger articles, bigger things on the scene. But one of the ones that we're dealing with over here is the police, local police forces. And as you know, there was a big thing a couple years back about defund the police, defund the police. They were chanting, they were rioting. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there going, you're going to fucking defund the police? Now, remember, I'm giving you a street-level education on what's going on out my front door. All right, so you're just getting this from a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. Don't think that I'm high up in politics. I'm not. Nobody in politics even knows I exist. I don't count. So you have everybody screaming, defund the police, defund the police, defund the police. Well, after it was a short period of time, after about 3 months, people started going, that's middle America, Main Street America's going, yeah, you can't really defund the police, man. They keep law and order. They uphold the rule of law. I know there's some bad ones, but you can't defund the police. But that's what everybody wanted. They wanted them to go around with nightsticks. No more guns. Let's talk about everything. Let's get 10 cops to every one situation and talk our way through it. And you can't always do that, as you know. So there you are, you're defunding, screaming it, and you have to change it. You can't just keep on with that, because when someone says, look, man, we've been fucking screaming defund the police forever. When are you going to write a law? Well, you can't write one that takes away all the money from the cops. So you have to change your story, which, liberals are great at that. Change the story. Well, maybe not defund, but let's reorganize the money. Let's change some things around. Let's move some pieces around the board, and trust us, it'll accomplish this. We are defunding the police, but we're not really defunding the police. We're moving some money in different places, and there was places that lost money. Don't get me wrong. There was some people that followed through with that shit on a state, local, and county and city level. They did. But overall, they just shifted what they were talking about to move the money around and reorganize. So it was reorganized. All right. Then you have to pass a law, and you got to pass some law that says, all right, here's what you're going to fucking do. And now this is their chance. When you actually put the pen to the paper, this is your chance to actually change something. Now, they're not going to defund the police. Even the liberals know we have to have cops. And they are going to move some things around the money because now they have some money. We can move money around. Some for us, some for our programs. And we'll call it this and we'll name it that. But this is great. Anytime they can get a hold of some money, they do. But I want to just cut to the point of what really happened with all that. What happened with this whole defund the police movement? Okay? Nuts and bolts, street level, looking out the front door. I'll make it simple. They made it to where nobody respects law enforcement. They took away some of the integrity of law enforcement, the reputation. I know you have your own integrity, and police forces can build their own reputation. But when you have a company that comes in, and I mean a government, when you have people that come in and say, we're defunding you, we're reorganizing you, you guys are not behaving correctly, you're not acting correctly, you're fucking everything up. And we're going to reorganize this, and you guys are going to be better at what you do. You say that for a year. You're telling people, yeah, those motherfuckers ain't doing their job right. Fuck those cops. Yeah, they're not doing their shit right. Reorganize that shit. Make it nicer. You've delegitimized a ton of them. And that was the mode of the whole thing. That was the vibe, man, all the way through. Every police officer in this nation none of them escaped unscathed. Every one of them, now you kind of look at them like a dirty lawyer. Like a dirty fucking lawyer, yeah. I may have to have you from time to time, but fuck, man, what's wrong with you? They did that, and they brought down the respect level. You guys, anyone, Generation X, we know this already, okay? Everyone out there, probably across the planet, you guys know this. But a police officer used to represent something. There was a uniform. There was professionalism. You had issues, but as a kid growing up, I knew I could look at a police officer and go, okay. I knew right away what respect level I was supposed to have. Before I even met the guy, I had a certain amount of respect. I had a certain amount of concern for his safety. It was a thing. You just knew when you were growing up. I was like, all right, I got you on that. And what is their argument? What is their argument on the left when you come out and say, you have taken this whole organization, all of them, everywhere, in every state, city, and county, and you've lessened their ability. You've lessened the respect that everybody used to give them. They didn't deserve that. What do they always say? Well, there's bad cops out there, and bad cops, they do bad things, and we're trying to swamp the whole system in a direction. We got to catch all the bad cops, and there's only one way to do it, and you just gather them all up and you change everything, and we'll move this direction. I disagree. I don't think that we needed complete police reform in the entire country. I think you got to find the dudes that are assholes and get rid of them. Fire them. Put them in jail. Beat the shit out of them. If they're mistreating citizens, go get them. I'm just Generation X. That's how I think. But we come up with the argument and say, well, you have one bad apple in the police force. You just one bad apple, and they quickly came. I said that argument. I had that argument. I said, look, there's one bad apple. You don't cut down the whole fucking tree and throw out all the barrels of apples. You just find the bad apples and get rid of them. And they quickly came right back. Well, here's your argument. This is from fucking late night comedians, those motherfuckers. Liberal late night comedians make a point that doesn't fit and fuck up and set you back. When you're having legitimate conversation, they can set you back years. So I make the argument along with, people way smarter than me. It's like you go the bad apples. You don't cut down the fucking tree. You don't dump out all the barrels. You take them out. You get rid of the bad apples. You have a few bad apples. You don't fuck up the whole system. You know what they said? They came right back. Well, if you make some sweeping changes to get rid of all the bad apples at once as best you can. I mean, you can't say we have a lot of pilots in our airline, and only a few of them are bad apples. Only a few of them are going to take those planes and run them into mountainsides or run them into the ocean. We just got a few bad apples. Don't worry about that. How would you feel about that? You couldn't exist if you knew that American Airlines had a few bad apple pilots that were going to crash a plane on purpose, could you? Well, it's not the same fucking thing, man. But that was their drive-by answer. That was their drive-by communication. They flung that shit out there. Everybody laughed. Everybody goes, yep, they're fucking right. Fucking tear down the police force and rebuild it. And that story won. My story didn't matter. Their story, it was clever, it was witty, it was comedic, and it won. So now we have a nation where the police force is striving to do their job. They have to be careful about what they say. They know that nobody likes them anymore. Nobody respects them because that's what we've taught them. And why? Because we signed a bill into law that said this is going to be good when they knew the entire time it was going to tear apart the police force. They knew the whole time they were going to steal money, leave the police force short on manpower, and crush them. Every time now they're stressed out. Now they're understaffed. There's less money because they've moved the money around. Now they're working, double shifts, and they're really stressed out over it. And then when they make a mistake because they're fucking on stress level 9, they come back and go, you keep fucking up. We're going to have to reorganize again. Reorganizing is what got us here, fuckers. Do you see in American politics, you take your idea that becomes sentimental and popular, and you protest, and you get everybody fired up. Then you do whatever you want. You take the money, you write a bad bill, you delegitimize the police, and then when their job gets harder, you just blame them and say you're going to do it again. Welcome to American politics. Whatever the bill says, I promise you, it almost always means the opposite. Small example that everyone can relate to. Have you ever worked at a big place, where there's 25, 30, 40 employees, and one day the boss comes out and says, all right, everybody gather around. We have some exciting news for you today, all right? We have come up with a new pay scale for everybody that you guys are really going to enjoy. I've worked at a lot of places. I have never worked at one place where that statement ever meant the employees were going to make more money. Oh, in some abstract, well, if you do, if you perform, if you meet these goals, the percentages, the bonuses, all right, fuck off. It's now harder to do better. I have never worked at a place where when someone comes out and says, we got some good news, we're changing the pay and you guys are going to like how it works. It's always for them. It's always for them. Every fucking time. I bet some of you right now, you guys have been around people that have done that and like, oh, fuck, I know what he's talking about. Happened to my brother, happened to you. That's like politics here. When they come out and say, oh, have we got something great for you? This is going to be great for the economy. Yeah. No, it's not. I don't even have to hear what you're saying. I know it's not. All right, so there was one. There was one thing to talk about right there. Boom, boom, boom. The other one that you guys are probably, I don't know if the whole world doesn't give a shit about this. I don't know. Or you guys are watching every minute of it. I can't watch it all. But it's the January 6th. Remember when everybody rushed the Capitol and fucked everything up over there? Well, not everybody did, but some of them did. Well, you now have the Washington Post and the New York fucking liberal Democratic Times ripping the committee going, you guys aren't doing anything. They're sitting there every day watching these politicians, and nothing's really getting accomplished. There's no smoking gun. There's no aha moments. There's just like we're grinding through, tedious, not inconsequential stuff. Okay, well, why? I'll tell you why. From a nuts and bolts street level, they already know what they're going to do. They're just running out the clock here. They already know what they're going to do. There's like, okay, come on, let's just get the witnesses, get the stuff, ask some questions. Okay, day 2, let's go. Day 3. They're not getting anywhere. They don't care if they get anywhere. It doesn't matter if they get anywhere. It doesn't mean anything because they already know the conclusion. They've already got it in their head. They're just going through the motions so they can say, well, see, we explored every avenue and we came up with this answer. No, you didn't. You fuckers wrote this shit down over lunch one day and passed the napkin around the room so everybody could read it. The people that were involved are going to jail. Trump is going to have some criminal charges brought against him. They're going to find him guilty, but they'll let him go because once he's guilty, then he can't run for president. I mean, they've already got it figured out how they're going about it. There's hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. You guys are all a bunch of assholes. Trump did it. End of story. Let's move on. Now Trump can't run for president. That's a loosely translated. That's what they're doing. We all know this. This isn't rocket science. It's like, okay, and we're being very objective. We're very, very conscious that we take our oath of office very seriously. You don't take shit seriously. You're a bunch of fuck ups is what you are. All right. So then part 2 of that was just that, I didn't copy and paste these, but Trump writes, he writes the committee a response to this stuff, but they want him to testify. Now, here's where it gets dumb. Here's where Trump's arrogance plays into this. All right. Every attorney I have ever known in my entire life has always said the person on trial, the defendant, don't testify. And I say, oh, I'm innocent. I have not done these things. Let me get up there and tell the jury. Let me get up there and testify. Every fucking lawyer I've ever met said, do not get on the stand. I don't care if you're innocent. I don't care if you're guilty. I'm your legal counsel. Don't fucking get on the stand. Well, why not? I'm innocent. I have a chance to. And most people think that they're so clever, they can out-talk the situation. They're going to get up there and handle it. What they don't realize is that the attorneys are fucking professionals at arguing. They're professionals at twisting the truth. That's why your attorney says, don't fucking get up there. You're not a genius. You're not super smart. This dude's going to rip you to shreds. You don't have to testify. Now, what does this say? Trump wrote a thing, and he didn't say if he was going to testify. Boy, does he want to. He has said it out loud already, not in his written thing to the committee, but he has said it out loud. Go look. There's a few postings of it around. There's articles. He wants to. Now, this is where his arrogance is going to get him in trouble. He's going to go in there. Maybe he is a genius. Maybe he's got a really super high IQ. I don't care. You don't go testify when you're the target. Now, what did Trump do? Every chance he got, he ran to the media. I'm going to outsmart them and crush them, fake news, and on and on. A lot of times he did, but a lot of times he came away looking stupid and arrogant, and he didn't need to do that. Trump needed to learn to shut the fuck up once in a while. He didn't do that either. Couldn't keep him off fucking Twitter. This is one of those moments for the rest of the world. This is one of those moments. If he shuts up, nothing's going to happen to him. Okay? But if he testifies, he's for sure done. I shouldn't say nothing's going to happen. Nothing should happen if everything goes the way everyone's thinking about this in legalese. It'd just be a slap on the wrist. Hey, you shouldn't fucking say this shit. You're done. But if he gets up there, if he insists on getting up there and testifying, if he insists on running his mouth, I got to tell you, he's probably almost for sure fucking done. Every attorney will tell you, don't fucking do it. Ever, 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 ever don't do it. Moving over here between the sheets. All right. Boy, I'm way behind in the sheets here. Yorkshire pudding, the Conservative Party here is in utter turmoil at the minute over here in the UK. We've been there. That's one of the problems that Americans have in the conservative movement is, and I'll summarize it for you. You guys want to know how come Republicans and conservatives don't just walk all over these, just own the whole fucking thing every year? It's because Democrats and Republicans have two different mindsets at their core on how they rally the troops. All right? So let's just take one topic. Let's just say there's marriage. Republicans are like they have 10 different factions. Some people believe in gay marriage. They believe in straight marriage. They believe in 3 people can be married. There's all these factions of ages and colors and races and things, and they divide themselves on all their ideas, and they stick to it. They will not agree with the other candidate. They will not support the other candidate. When all these candidates and all these things go, and they finally arrive at one candidate to run for governor or to run for president, all the other people go, well, fuck you. We didn't agree. We're not supporting you. And then the votes go down. The infighting continues. They lose. The Democrats have the same thing. They all have infighting, and everybody has ideas on marriage and what can do, and they got it. And when they finally get one candidate, whoever that is, they get one candidate for governor or president, they all support that person blindly. Even if they don't agree, they're like, fuck that, our guy is getting into office. I don't care, we didn't agree, my side lost, that guy's getting into office. Republicans, they stick to their morals, they stick to their values, and they stay divided. They haven't figured out yet how to come together behind any issue and say, okay, all right. My guy lost, but I'm going to support that. He's our guy. I'm going to go with him. That is at the core. That is one of the biggest problems the Republican Party has over here. Just so you know, it's real simple. It's not complicated. It happens every time. I've been on this planet 54 years. And I've seen a lot of this shit. I'm like, fucking, why can't they just come together? They pick the guy. They pick let's go. She's going to be governor. Get behind her and go. No, I can't get behind her. She's trying to save the whales, and I don't give a shit about the whales. I just can't bring myself. I have integrity. No, you're a fucking idiot. Just letting you guys know. Yorkshire pudding, I'm with you on that. Paul W., defund is not the only issue. Well, Paul W., I by your first statement, no shit. Paul W., defund is not the only issue. No. Of course it's not the only issue. Do you want to be here for 46 hours listing every issue? I was talking on one point. Let's continue. Paul W., defund is not the only issue. The rules and laws, people made it nearly impossible for the police to do their jobs to the point the cops are scared to do their jobs or respond to calls. Yes, defunding is not the only issue, but it goes right with what I said. You've delegitimized police. You've taken away a lot of their respect that people had for them. And what Paul just said right there, they're afraid to do their jobs. They now have cell phones everywhere. They have body cams everywhere. And God forbid they make a mistake. God forbid they're human. I'm not talking about shooting, a 12-year-old little boy. I'm talking about you get carried away in the moment, just like the people on the other side of the situation are. Only you have to somehow maintain your professionalism all the way through. And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. You got to give cops a little credit. Their job is tough, and they may not come home at night. Okay, they're not an 8th grade social studies teacher. They may not come home at night. Playbook says, stupid for them to think defund the police, then no more law and order, which means also no more prosperity for business to prosper and advance to build a strong nation. Yeah, that's the core of it right there for sure. And it's funny, like they scream, defund the police and let's tone it down, open the borders, no walls. And every fucking politician and person on that side of the aisle has big walls and fences around their house and private security that carries guns. Every one of them. And you get the same thing. Well, why the fuck? That's different. That's not quite the same thing. It's different when you... No, it's not. Nice spin, but no, it's not. Shorty says, we have a lot of American cities that are not safe to be in, and not one of them are being taken over by people on the right. Yeah, this is like Chicago. You can look right at the mayor and go, we're talking about how fucked up things were right across the street. A woman got stabbed, and that was some situation. And she goes, "Well, you're bringing up the past. That was a week ago. Things are different now, and we're things happen and we're on it. But Chicago is one of the safest. We're on the right track." That was a fucking thing. I'm sure all over the world, everybody on the planet, you guys got to be laughing at us right now. Our economy, the last report just came in that everything's fucking still going up in price. Everything's more expensive. Things are getting all fucked up. We're going over a cliff. And our president gets out there and says, "Oh, the good news is we've seen some changes and things are moving in the right direction." That is exactly word for word what he just said. Do you understand? You can say exactly the opposite of what you're doing. You can say the exact opposite of what's actually going on. Doesn't matter anymore. I never thought we would come to a point in my country where politicians would have no problem every single time they address you. They address the common folk, which is me, and they say, things are fine. They can say the exact opposite of what's going on. And when you pin them down on it, they can go one of two ways. Well, it's not, it's not quite what it's not the same thing. Don't compare it's not the same thing. Or the best one is when they say, well, you don't know all the details to what's going on. You're not privy to all the information, so I wouldn't expect you to understand or agree. You wouldn't know. I want to grab those fuckers and go, you don't know. You don't have all the information, okay? My shelves in my pantry have less food. You don't have all the information. You got your head up your ass. What do I know? Gilbert, cops are meant to protect and serve. Protection is key for both the victims and the criminals. Excellent point, Gilbert. Excellent point. There are so many situations where the cops come in to do their job to serve and protect. And you guys, you don't understand. It's not just law enforcement. Like Gilbert said, it's protect and serve. Do you guys ever get what the serving part might be? Has that ever crossed anybody's mind? Well, you enforce the laws and they protect people that are in trouble. Well, then what's serving? Think about that for a minute. What part of in law enforcement is serving? You stop bank robbers and you stop domestic violence and you write tickets for that. Everything you're doing from the moment you wake up in the morning, you're serving the community. You're serving the people. Yeah, you're getting paid. Not enough to risk your life every day, in my opinion. Those cats, men and women, put their shield on and go outside. Now they're fucking targets, and they're still serving the community. Not everything requires a taser or a gun. There's thousands and thousands of things they're doing every hour across this country that are serving the community in a peaceful way, but their presence is there. Serving is a big thing. Eyes Open from Australia. Hey, it's my first live. Eyes Open from Australia. We're welcoming you in. All you have to do is hang out. If this is like a first date with me, I do all the work. You can just sit there. Tomash, I may have slept an hour and a half from the previous broadcast. Just fell asleep without meaning to. Hey, Tomash, I fall asleep on broadcast all the time. You guys just don't know it. Jill, our Vegas officers got more money, but this could also be due to October 1st and the violent crime on the Strip, mainly Fremont. I am thankful for our officers. Thank you for this message today, Jill. Yeah, you guys had that thing where the shooter was shooting out the fucking window. I forget the hotel. Down at the concert, I remember that. And I like the way, I lived in Vegas for a while. I like the way some of the things happen in Las Vegas because they're kind of outside the bubble. When they want shit to happen, the really powerful people in that town just roll in and they fucking make it happen. Now, they can get the city and the county, they can get Clark County to pay for some of this stuff. The casinos can come in and pay for some of the stuff. They want people coming there. They don't want fucking shooting situations. They want to be very clear. If you do that again, we're going to fucking kill you. You're not going to jail. You're dead. You shoot at our citizens. You shoot at our guests. You shoot at our visitors. You fuck around like that. You're done. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They got more money, got more. Yes, because Vegas is like, look, we're not going with the total flow of the system here. Fuck that. We want to get answers. We want to get problems solved so everybody can make money and the strip goes on. It's all about the dollar. It's all about the dollar. But that oftentimes means you can get things done quickly. I'm happy to hear that. Banger Brothers, hey, a real question for someone trying to quit drinking completely. How do you do it? Banger Brothers, I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. I wouldn't even begin to know other than find someone smarter than me and ask them because I have no fucking clue. I'm sure there's extras in here who know. I'm quite confident of that, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I couldn't help you with that. And I won't make fun of the situation if you're really trying. I'm not going to make light of it. I'm telling you honestly, I wouldn't be able to help you in that. Gilbert, I want to start with something. Elon Musk is pulling the plug on Starlink in Ukraine. All right? Let him. Elon Musk he's pissed about a lot of stuff right now. They're slamming him. What was they slamming him in the press for today? There was an article that said the headline, misleading as always, said Elon Musk is angry because people weren't working on this new startup thing till 9 p.m. at night. They're like, fuck you. You pay me to work till 5. I'm out of here at 5. And that's true. You pay people for what you're doing, and that's it. But his idea, I get where he's at. When you have a new startup, you have a new thing you're developing, everybody wants to be excited about it and work and work and work. There's people that work on something new, a new app or a new strategy or a new thing they're doing, and a new startup, and they work until 2 a.m. because they're excited, they want to get it done. Unfortunately, even though Elon Musk is excited about it, doesn't mean everybody that works for him is equally excited and willing to give up their personal life. I got it, but they are making fun of him for it. Scott Needham says from Waynard, Saskatchewan, up in Canada. Dude, isn't that way, way far north? Now I'm asking because I don't remember. Evil Lair Projects recently found your channel. Love the content. Evil Lair Projects and Builds. Yeah, that sounds like some wicked car stuff or motorcycle stuff going on. Well, I say cars and motorcycles. I don't think the guy's building rubber dinghies. Does it sound like what a guy named Evil Lair Projects and Builds, like we make the best yellow inflatable life rafts you've ever seen? I mean, our shit's awesome. Just doesn't sound that way to me. Sounds like he's building some badass shit that runs on nitrous. What do I know? Dumb mechanic, middle of the desert. Lisa Figueroa, you're an awesome dad. I love your transparent. Well, thank you, because there's not much to me. What you see is what you get. Henry Vargas, hi from Sweden, Captain. Thank you very much, Henry, for checking in from Sweden. Heard you guys got some issues going on over there you're trying to straighten out, too. Gerald Dahlstrom, your boy is a trip. I'm assuming he's talking about the Gen Z idiot. Your boy is a trip. Reminds me of my son and myself. After Saudi Arabia BS, the dollar is done. Elon Musk is part of the beast system. Dad owns the emerald mines in Africa. Come on now. Well, that was just your boy is a trip. Remind me of my son and myself. After the Saudi BS, the dollar is done. Now, I think you're talking about the oil production. You're slipping that in there. Elon Musk is part of the beast system. Now, Gerald, I don't know where you're from, but when you say beast around here, that's usually like a good thing. That he's running back. He's like a beast. He just gets yards and knocks down people. When you go into beast mode in the United States and America, our dumb brains think, yeah, fucking beast mode, man. Get it done. So you're going to have to back out of that one. His dad owns the emerald mines in Africa. Okay? Even if he did emeralds are bad? You don't, is it you telling me he has slaves over there mining? I mean, that's bad, but I don't know what just owning the mine means. But I like how people end things with, come on now, like, you know better than that. Because immediately when someone says that to me or to you, when they look at you in an argument and go, you're smarter than that, you know better. Oh, well, golly. Well, if you say I know better, I have to agree with you because I am smarter and I do know better, so I don't know. I guess I better just agree with you because whenever someone ends an argument and throws that in there, it's like, come on, man, you know better than that. Come on, man, you're smarter than that. They tag that on the end to corner you into agreeing with them. Like, oh, yeah, I don't want to disagree with this guy and not be smart. I want to be smart, so he said if I should know better, and if I'm smart, I would agree. They do that at the end. I'll help you out with that. They do that to me all the time. Just like this guy right here. Come on, man. You're smarter than that. Yeah, I am smarter than that. I'm also smarter than you. I'm at a level up from that I'm looking down on all the bullshit you're just saying. So there you go. All right. Not specifically that I'm saying that about, Gerald. I'm just saying that when he tagged it on the end there, it made me remember how people say, come on, man, you're smarter than that. And yeah, and I'm smarter than you apparently because your whole argument's fucked up. That's just, there it goes. All right. Chris DeForges, tuning in from Newfoundland on the east coast of Canada. Far out, man. What you guys got it? It's like, that's Newfoundland, 4 hours ahead of us, so it's still daytime over there. You got time. John Rocks, hi, General. What do you know about your Fed going broke? Our federal system, we could get into that all fucking day. Yeah, I agree. They don't have much choice in America to the Fed has to tighten stuff up and they got to raise rates. I got it. But they already know that makes things fucking worse before it gets better. That's just how it works. Reagan did that when he first got elected. He said, okay, here's what we're going to do, but it's going to suck for a while. And it did. The economy got 10 times worse before it got better. Sometimes it takes a long time for a big ship to turn around. And you got to slow way down. And then you can turn the right direction and start picking up speed. That's what it's like turning a fucking big boat around. And when your boat's going the wrong direction, take some work. Yeah. Tomash is, where's Mrs. Four? I don't know. Has nobody seen Mrs. Four today? Maybe she's off doing some stuff if Mrs. Four is not in the room. I didn't see her when I was going through with all my good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night stuff. And you know what? I didn't call her either. Well, we'll give her a pass on this one. I think what Mrs. Four is probably doing, today is Friday, so tomorrow Mrs. Four Watton has a big day. Tomorrow, the big show on here, the Bottom of the Glass show, on YouTube at 6 o'clock tomorrow, is a competition between Mrs. Four Watton and myself. I was imitating Bill Cosby. I was imitating Eddie Murphy, imitating Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor. And she said she could do a better impersonation. That's right. Which is not true. There's not true. But she threw down the gauntlet, and we were supposed to do it last week, but we've had internet problems. So we will be doing it tomorrow. I would bet that today she is rehearsing and rehearsing. I bet she built a little studio with a boxing ring inside. I'll bet she's playing Survivor and some Rocky 3 music. I'll bet she's out there pumping it up. I bet she's grabbing a microphone. I'll bet she's got 6 people around her, guiding her inflections of her voice, training her on how to beat me. I bet that's what she's doing. And it's a smart thing for her to do. Skip the world show. Focus on your training, Mrs. Ford. That's what I would say. All right. Tomash, Newsmax 24/7, only live stream in the loop. They have some good stuff on there. They do Dustin Sutton, $5. In the realm of politics, you should really read T.R. The Last Romantic by H.W. Brands. It's a biography on Teddy Roosevelt. You know what? I liked a lot of stuff Teddy Roosevelt did. He had some fucked up shit, but there's some stuff I dug about that dude. Evil Air, Project Bills, great show. Really enjoyed. Found you from the shorts. Well, I'm glad you came by, my man. That's good stuff. All right, I think I'm caught up there. I don't know how Gen X Mom is doing it between the sheets. It seems like Lord Crispy, beast system referring to the Bible. Ah, that system. Yeah, now if he was referring to the beast system on that, the mark of the beast, Revelation at the end, Lord Crispy, then I got you. But he didn't specify that. Just kind of threw it out there in a thing with some other stuff. All right, so let me go back to what we were going to talk about in here. This is my UK question. So anybody who's in the UK, the UK hits record 7 million citizens waitlisted for routine health care under the state-run system. Now, this article went longer than I could read it this morning, but is that true? Now, I'm asking you guys, Brian Ivany is an extra in here. He's a member. He's a longtime supporter of the program. He's in Canada. His daughter has needed some severe medical care in the last 2 weeks. Life Flight helicopter. They got her figured out. Things are moving in the right direction. I think she's going to be okay. It's looking really good, but it was very stressful for Brian, his family, and a lot of us who were staying tuned every day. So I think things are moving in that direction now, and it's going to be okay. Brian confided in me, no money, no bills. Canada was taking care of everything. Now, I've heard from a lot of people that routine healthcare in Canada is months out. Things that you really do need, but they're not life-threatening at the moment, they're months out. Now, this was where the Canadian system worked great. It took care of my friend Brian, took care of his daughter Emma. Everything's great on that. That is perfect. So I'm not down on that socialized medicine idea. When things like that work in that favor, then I'm all for it. All right? In fact, if you want to know my stance on it, I wish there was a way to give free medical to every person in the United States. Show me how to pay for it. You show me how to pay for it, I'll sign on. But you can't break the engine that drives our economy. You can't break every middle-class family into poverty just to do it. Now, if you accept those rules, you show me how to pay for it, I'm on. I don't want anybody to go without medicine. I don't want anybody to go without a doctor, not one person. I want everybody to be taken care of, which hospitals don't refuse you anyway, but setting that aside. But then I always have a comma. In my conversations, there's always a comma, and I say, show me how to pay for it. No one ever can. Not without destroying the entire United States of America in the process. And then nobody's got shit for anybody. I'm in. Now, in the UK, I'm asking, are you guys really waiting for like regular stuff? How far is the wait? How long do you guys have to wait for stuff you need? But if it's not life-threatening, this article bothered me. I was like, fuck, man, we know people over there. We got friends and supporters over there. We got family over there. You got to tell me this is a little bit fucked up. I want to know. So that was the article. Now comes to the part of the live stream where I'm asking you. And let me go in here and see what I missed. Sammy Joe, why is the jar so empty today towards lunch today? Rest in peace, Hagrid. Yep, I heard about that. I'm reading now. I want to read what you guys say about. I'm trying to get this under my belt here. Yuckmal says, until they deem you not worthy enough to pay your medical bill. Okay. Gerald, I didn't think, I think it might have been PayPal or something like that. It made him look a lot bigger and smarter. All right. I'm asking right now about the healthcare in the UK as it pertains to that article. If anybody's got, this is where I want to listen. I got to understand from you guys. I'm not just going to read what they write and accept it. John Rocks, hi, General. John, in the United Kingdom, the waiting time to see doctors in the area where I live is anything up to 2 weeks. As far as actually seeing somebody in the hospital, you have to wait for a recommend. All right. But 2 weeks isn't that far out. We have that here. I have regular health insurance and a regular doctor. Sometimes my wait is about 2 weeks, and we're paying for this stuff. So that doesn't seem too bad. Anthony, Tony, we're on our own best healthcare providers. I'm back on my diet, working out. After 2 weeks, my blood sugar and blood pressure are normal. Tony, my man, we've met in person before. I'm happy to hear that. I really am. Lisa D, it's a rock and a hard place up here in Canada. It works most of the time, but there are long waits for elective surgeries and appointments, maybe 6 to 8 months sometimes. They take billions of our taxes to pay. Yeah, it's Lisa, I get that. You know, it takes an enormous amount of money, and you're not getting quite the. You think if they were taxing, the full amount of money, you could get the full amount of care. That's the problem. That's the crux, and that's what I'm asking about. Get Shorty, Canadians have to come to the U.S. to see specialists because they will die waiting in Canada. But yeah, socialized healthcare is great. That's one of the complaints that I've heard. I've gotten emails before from you guys. We've had conversations with you guys that there's the definition of what is necessary right now. And by the time they get to you, by the time you get your appointment 2 or 3 months out, your problem is now so severe, there's almost no going back. That's what I'm hearing from a lot of Canadians is like, wait a second, I've got a thing developing. I mean, I'm going to use cancer or something. I've got a cancerous thing developing. Well, let's run some tests and see. And if it's benign, you're okay. And if it's cancerous, we'll take care of it. Well, 3 months go by, and now like, holy shit, how long has this been in your system? Well, you fucking made me wait for 3 months, asshole. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem I'm hearing. It's backed up a little bit by what you guys are saying in here, but that's part of the problem. Yuckmal, like the little baby boy a few years back in the UK that they let die even after other nations stepped in and tried to take over the case. I remember that. Wow, I remember that. Now that you brought that up. Yeah, they wouldn't release him for the care he needed. The state took over his care and they wouldn't release him. Caleb, state-run healthcare is a disaster in New Zealand. So what you're saying is ringing true here, I expect. You get a lot of that. And I'm not saying our healthcare is perfect here. It's not. It's just that they want to push on the socialized medicine, but they have no real plan for paying for it. Again, we're back to they can make up numbers and make up things. Well, if everybody pulls their weight and if everybody's working with it, if we can get the entire population working, we can collect enough income tax and enough gas tax that we should be able to offset. Well, that's a lot of ifs and wherefores and what have yous and hopeful ventures, and it's just guerrilla math. You don't know if it's going to work out, but you say it is, just so you can get your law passed, and it works out the opposite almost every time. Where am I missing some stuff in here? I'm moving some things around the board. You get what I'm saying with that. It's still Canada. I'm still looking for more people from the UK. I know we got some people from the UK. Don't be afraid to chime in. I'd like to hear it. I read John Rocks. Conrad, just found you this week through your son's TikToks on YouTube. He must be one of your favorites, right? Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Conrad, I don't like the ambush videos. Those put you on the spot, and you got to be clever and witty and on point. I don't mind talking in here. We're sitting around a campfire. We're sitting around a bar. You guys are talking. I'm talking. We're having a conversation. Fucking ambush videos. Nostrarex, General still hasn't answered my text message. Still proves he hates me. Wow. Nostrarex. Yeah. Now, when someone, I know Nostrarex, we've met in person. Nostrarex made this flag out of wood. He spent like 200 hours. He personally drove it 2,000 miles to deliver it to me in Texas. I couldn't be more thrilled. This thing will always be part of Gen X Talks. Even when we get a little studio built out in a shed, this will always be part of it. I got to tell you that when Nostrarex writes General, and it's all capital letters, General still hasn't answered my text message, still proves he hates me. Now, when you get one of those messages, you can go one of two ways. You can say, oh, no, wait, Nostrarex, no, I do apologize. I'm sorry. My text message is a new phone, and I didn't see it, and there's so many things going on. I've been very busy. I don't want you to ever feel, please forgive me. And it's like, that's one way you can go. Or, you can just say, it proves he still hates me. Yeah, I still hate Nostrarex. Yeah. Never did like Nostrarex, still hate him, and move on. You just can fucking go. You just got to treat him like that. What the fuck, man? Come on. Lisa D just came from a stream of public trial about how our Canadian government and police abuse power during our trucker convoy. Hope something comes from it. We need some common sense back. God, the whole world needs common sense. I think if there became a common sense party, I think they'd have a good shot at turning some tables in a lot of areas at every level of government. Ben Coyle, I can't understand how a proud Republican like Gen X dad can be such a staunchy supporter of the U.S. military and yet still vote for a man with a long stick history of bashing those in the military. Ben Coyle, I can't understand how a proud Republican like Gen X dad can be such a staunchly supporter of the U.S. military, which I am, and yet still vote for a man with a long, sick history of bashing those in the military. I guess he's talking about Trump, and I guess he's talking about when Trump raised the military budget to exactly what the military was requesting. I guess he's talking about me supporting a guy who went to the military and said, listen, the Democrats are going to really break one off in my ass. I'm going to have to give up some shit that I promised I would never give up just to get you guys what you want. Are you sure this is what you need? And then he signed the bill and said, I'm never giving those kind of concessions again. Fuck you guys. But the military really needed this and got one of the biggest pay increases, equipment increases. His whole thing was rebuild the military, make it the strongest, the best. He wants more aircraft carriers. Yeah, more battle groups. But, Ben Coyle's probably right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Neither does Trump, neither does the military. We're probably all wrong, and Ben Coyle is probably right. So, Ben, I'm sorry for supporting the military. I'm sorry for supporting the guy who supported the military. And I'm definitely pissed off and sorry that they got all that money to do better and bigger things and be safer and stronger. I apologize. What the fuck was I thinking? You know what? You should just take Trump and I out and shoot us both. That would solve the world's problems right there. The world would be a better place. Just take Trump and I, give us a last cigarette, blindfold us, shoot us in the face, toss us in a ditch, light us on fire, cover us up with dirt, and Ben, you'd probably be happy. All right. So where are we at? 11 o'clock. God, I didn't even get to the cool shit. I do want to play something for you guys. I want to play something for you. I never do this, but I want to play something. You guys, you guys have seen the kids' ambush videos. That's a big thing for you guys. You guys love those. But he did one where he calls them, what are they called? Where I watched something. Fuck, I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyway, I watch a video and a reaction video. That's what it is. And he's done 2 of them. He had me watch a Kid Rock video. You guys all sent in this Kid Rock video. So he had me watching a Kid Rock video and my reaction to it. We've only done 2. This one was a millennial guy, not talking directly to me. Just heads out there. So I'm going to play that for you. I'm going to play it for you right now. You got to turn your speakers up, okay? You got to turn them up and you got to listen, and then we'll sign off afterwards. But if you guys didn't see it in the ambush videos, if you guys didn't see it where he posted it somewhere else, you guys will get to see it here. Ready?
So I know I'm going to come across as a whiny millennial, and like that's fine. I was born in 1990. I complain a lot. I get it. It's fair. Something's just never sat right with me, and it's not the fact that we went from getting dumped on by old people all of our childhood to immediately getting dumped on by our fucking nieces and nephews and little cousins for the entirety of our adulthood, although that is, I wanted like one fucking year to dump on somebody else. No, it's the fact that in all of these generational wars, somehow Gen X is getting off scot-free. These motherfuckers made every member of Poison fabulously wealthy. They did so much good cocaine that people figured out you could put crappy stuff in cocaine and still sell it to them. They gave Batman nipples. Can we just, start a Gen X hate train, please? I think it's only fair. Right? It's their fucking time.
You can fucking try. We don't give a shit. All right. There you go. I didn't have a lot to say, but he also told me, he goes, Dad, I want to, this is like a 1-minute video. You got 3 seconds at the end. So whatever you're going to say, don't fucking recite the Gettysburg Address. Just fucking say it. So there was my reaction. I got to say, it's probably common all over the planet. It's not a uniquely American issue. Oh, fucking kids, man. Kids these days. All right, look, guys, I got to go. I got to get out of here. I got so much I got to do this weekend. Plus, we got the Bottom of the Glass Nation show tomorrow, which is going to be a big show. It's going to be a lot of fun. 6 o'clock here on YouTube, so it'll be just a day and a few hours away. Remember that the podcast is up. There's a new podcast up. You got to go look it up. If you guys are confused on where to find stuff, just go to genxtalks.com. Just scroll around. The kid's got a website, and you can click on things. It'll take you to Facebook. It'll take you to the podcast. It'll take you where you want to go. Just go find it. It's all the stuff's right there. And I got a couple things left in here I got to cover real quick. Boom, 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 boom. One more thing in here. Disney Mama, we did that. We already covered that. $10. Why is the thing empty today? I don't know. Plus, it's like, do you ever notice that there's like blocks in there that are invisible? Those are invisible Facebook things that show up in that jar. I don't fucking know. I'll try to figure it out. Well, Gen X Mom leaned around the corner and says, you got a couple super chats, but I didn't see it. Mr. Bum Fiddly, where the fuck have you been, Bum Fiddly? I've been carrying the show without you for weeks now. Just stopping to say, hey, off to make more man glitter sawdust. You call it man glitter. That's when we're covered with it from the saw. I am stealing that, Bum Fiddly. I'm fucking stealing that. $4.99. Man glitter is sawdust. I'm going to fucking use that. When I come in the house and Gen X Mom's like, get the fuck out of here. You're covered. Man glitter. Hello. All right, I think I got everything covered. I'm scrolling back up there. I covered Evil Lair, covered Lord Crispy, talked about those things. All right, you guys got to let me go. You got to let me get out of here. I got some stuff I have to attend to. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. If you're going to waste an hour of your day, if you're going to blow an hour of your life that you can never get back again, what better place to do it than here? Thank you guys for your input. Thank you guys for answering those questions for me from all across the planet. The Canadian input, the UK input stuff, even from Australia, New Zealand. I'm telling you, I listen to you guys at street level more than I listen to anybody in the newspaper. I'd rather hear from you guys looking at your front door telling me what's going on. That's just how. I don't care if I'm wrong on that. I trust you guys more than them. So wherever you're listening from around the world, thank you. From everyone at Gen X Talks, I promise we appreciate you. We love you guys. We'll see you next time, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.